the brand new Guillermo del Toro film Frankenstein. His take on Frankenstein with Oscar Isaac and Jacob Elordi, Mia Goth, Christoph Waltz, who I didn't even know was in the film, hit select theaters last night, and I went to go out to watch it. And let me give you my overall thing of it right off the top here, and then we'll get into some minutia. I was telling Rob this before we started the show. This might be my favorite Guillermo del Toro movie now. The guy who gave us The Shape of Water, the guy who gave us, obviously, Pan's Labyrinth. You know, Rob asked me, you asked me a little bit earlier, Rob, what was my favorite Guillermo del Toro film before this? And I said, same as everybody, Pan's Labyrinth, but I'm not ready to say, by the way, that this is definitively my favorite Guillermo del Toro film. You know me, I like to marinate on things for a while.
Sure.
Give me a month or so. I'll want to watch it a couple more times. But yeah, Hellboy is a good one too. Pacific Rim is good too. Neither of them hold a candlestick though to Pan's Labyrinth. Anyway.
I know.
And I love those films. You know I love Hellboy. You know I love Pacific Rim. But come on, it's Pan's Labyrinth. Anyway.
Pacific Rim.
I was very... Why does it sound like Rob is whispering in my ear? I was very... I was very, very interested in seeing what his approach was going to be on the film. Like what would be his overall thing? Because the trailers kind of suggested like almost a Blade kind of a movie in the sense that it would be like a monster film with action and stuff like that. And the reality is there's not much action in the movie. This is very much, and there is action, don't get me wrong. There is Frankenstein wrecking shop in a couple of scenes, but this is very, very much a character study movie. This is very, very much a movie about philosophy and bigger pictures about life and existence. And I gotta say, Oscar Isaac kills it in this movie as Victor Frankenstein. He does such a great job of making you not like him when you shouldn't like him, feel empathy for him when Guillermo wants us to feel empathy for him. And it's all brought to life by him. And by the way, I also got to mention Jacob Elordi as Frankenstein's monster was terrific in it. Like, absolutely terrific. Mia Goth was great. But it's not even a movie about the bigger pictures of life. Because certainly in any movie about Frankenstein, you're asking questions about life and death and man's immortal quest to achieve immortality. And all that, and that stuff is definitely there. That's all there. But it's also a tale of morality, personal North Stars. When does the line between right and wrong become blurred? When does wrong become acceptable? And when is right not okay? And then ultimately quests for meaning and purpose, not just in Frankenstein's monster, but in the auxiliary characters that surround him as well. And by the end of the film, I felt like I went through a really thoughtful, beautiful journey. The movie is also shot gorgeously, Rob. Like I remember thinking at one point, like there were certain shots in the movie, I'm like, oh my God, Rob would love this. But I got to say this too. 100% I'm glad I saw this on the big screen. Because this movie, you're going to get 50% of the experience watching it on Netflix on your TV at home. This is a movie that truly needs to be seen on a big screen. So if you've got Frankenstein playing in a theater near you right now, because it is playing in a bunch across the country for a very short period of time, but I highly, highly, highly recommend getting out there and checking it out because it just looks absolutely gorgeous. I will say though, it's not a perfect film. And I'm not going to go into the little tiny nitpicks here and there. There are a few nitpicks here and there throughout the film. But I got to say, and I won't give much detail, so I'll just give enough detail so you'll know what I'm talking about when you see the movie, but this will give you no concept of what's going on in the film. There are two significant major scenes in the film that are both predicated on where the hell did that come from? Like sort of things. And I'm not talking about something jumping out of the wall. Like I'm talking about something coming up, something being expressed that completely did not feel earned, completely did not feel established, and kind of felt inconsistent with almost everything else that either went on in the movie or just defied common sense. And again, it's two scenes that happens in. It did not at all do enough to kind of hijack my enjoyment of the film. Again, it might be my favorite Guillermo Del Toro film. By the way, got to throw this in here too. Christoph Waltz, two-time Academy Award-winning actor. I didn't even know he was in the film. I don't know how that slipped under my radar. I don't even know how I didn't realize that, but Christoph Waltz is in the film, and once again, he delivers an incredible performance. It's definitely a smaller supporting role, but he is great as Victor Frankenstein's benefactor. He's fabulous in the film. So all the performances across the board were great. The cinematography was incredible. The visual effects were wonderful. The contemplation of the film is great. It's a wonderful character study. Rob, I will say this. I'm not 100% sure yet if I can call this my favorite Guillermo del Toro film of all time. It might be, but I can very easily say this is my favorite Frankenstein movie. And there have been a lot. But this is now my favorite Frankenstein movie.
Wow.
It was a little bit different than I thought it would be, but I ended up being completely engrossed in it, and I loved it.
Guys, we want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, Zapier. You know, one of the biggest game changers of the past year has been AI. But let's be real, just talking about AI doesn't actually make your day any more productive. What does make it more productive is finding tools to put AI to work for you. And that's where Zapier comes in. Zapier is the easiest way to take AI and plug it directly into the apps and processes that you're already using every day. No IT bottlenecks, no complexity, just results. For me, it's been about saving time on repetitive stuff so I can focus on the work that matters and I actually enjoy. And it's not just me. Over 3.4 million companies are already using Zapier to streamline everything from sales and marketing to IT and HR. With their AI orchestration platform, you can connect top AI models like ChatGPT or Claude right into the apps you already use. So whether it's automatically enriching leads, coaching your sales team, or even resolving IT tickets, Zapier makes it simple. Guys, join the 3.4 million companies already automating with Zapier and transform how you work with Zapier and AI. Get started for free by visiting zapier.com/Campea. That's zapier.com/Campea.
Anyway, Rob, I know you didn't get a chance to go see it yet, but where's your expectation level been for the film?
It's very, very high. I'm a huge Guillermo del Toro fan all the way back to the first time I saw Kronos. You know, he has a very distinctive voice. And sometimes, you know, really hits it's not necessarily studio populist voice, but it's definitely his voice. And even a movie like Crimson Peak, which I didn't love, that film is so sumptuous to look at that I bought it. You know, when I bought this big special edition from Arrow, and I put that movie on just to look at it because the stylization and the things he does visually are absolutely astonishing. So I can't wait to go see this film. To me, the fact that it's getting the release it's getting, thank God, you know, and Netflix, this is Netflix, and this and Catherine Bigelow's House Full of Dynamite, which debuts on Netflix, both got theatrical releases. So they weren't
today, by the
hard.
way. It debuted. I think it dropped this morning. House of Dynamite.
Did it debut today?
I think it just came out today. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but it had the last 2 weeks it's been playing in the theaters. So kudos to Netflix for making this available because, like I don't see how you can see a Guillermo del Toro movie not on the big screen. So I will be seeing this weekend. I can't wait. Yeah. I I love that. I love that.
I don't think I've ever seen, like, the way Warner Brothers will stylize the logo at the beginning and Paramount will stylize the logo. I don't think I've ever seen a Netflix film start where the logo is stylized.
Oh, really? Okay, that's cool.
And I won't say what it is, but as this movie starts, these visuals come on screen, and it comes into form the Netflix logo that go along with the movie. And again, I'm not saying it's never been done. I'm just saying I've never seen a Netflix film do that before.
I'm excited.
And I thought,
that's cool.
And it makes me wonder, we've been seeing Netflix, as much as they keep saying, methinks the lady dost protest too much. I think, despite the fact that Netflix keeps saying, oh, no, we're not really a theatrical company, they're experimenting more and more and more and more with theaters. And they're doing more and more of these little things. So we won't get into the whole discussion about Netflix and theatrical again. But listen, guys, overall, I loved the new Guillermo Del Toro film, Frankenstein. I thought it was great. But you owe it to yourself to see it in a movie theater. It's a much better experience that way. Again, I don't think it's perfect. I'm not quite ready to pronounce it as my favorite Guillermo del Toro film of all time, but I will tell you it's my favorite Frankenstein film of all time. Anyway, guys, did any of you see the film? If so, what did you think? Whatever your thoughts are, jump down to the comment section below and leave those thoughts there. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.